In the shadowed fields of Lisbon, a young Cristiano Ronaldo, barely out of his teens, faces his first brutal test of resilience. Injured on the pitch for Sporting Lisbon, he lies there, the roar of the crowd fading into a distant echo, questioning if his dreams of glory will shatter like fragile glass. But from the ashes of pain rises a phoenix. He pushes through rehabilitation with unyielding determination, his eyes fixed on a horizon beyond Portugal's borders. Whispers of scouts from distant lands reach his ears, igniting a fire that no setback can extinguish. As the year unfolds, he hones his skills in secrecy, transforming weakness into weaponized speed and precision, setting the stage for a leap that will redefine his destiny. The transfer to Manchester United hits like a thunderbolt, pulling Ronaldo from the familiar streets of Lisbon into the relentless storm of the English Premiership. Old Trafford becomes his Colosseum, where he dazzles with flashes of brilliance amid the chaos of adaptation. Victories against Bolton and Newcastle fuel his confidence, but a stinging loss to Southampton exposes the raw edges of his youth. Injuries plague him again, moments of glory interrupted by the sting of defeat in Champions League battles. Yet, in the quiet hours of training, under the watchful eye of mentors, he forges alliances with legends like Roy Keane, learning the art of war on the pitch. A subtle turnaround brews as he celebrates goals with newfound ferocity, hinting at the unstoppable force emerging from the boy. As autumn leaves fall, Ronaldo's star ascends in the red jersey of United. He dances past defenders in Premiership clashes, his feet a blur of magic against Fulham and Portsmouth. Champions League nights in Stuttgart and Athens test his mettle, where losses sting like betrayal, but triumphs over Rangers restore faith. Off the field, he poses for sponsorships and launches DVDs, the weight of fame pressing down like an invisible crown. An injury against Blackburn threatens to derail his momentum, but in hospital visits and team huddles, he discovers the brotherhood that will carry him forward. The year closes with a sponsorship deal announcement, a pivotal moment where commerce meets conquest, propelling him toward uncharted greatness. Winter's grip tightens as Ronaldo ventures into FA Cup battles and international friendlies with Portugal. Training in Dubai offers respite, but the pitch demands more. Clashes with Everton and Manchester City reveal his growing prowess. A devastating Champions League exit against Porto shatters illusions, yet he rises, scoring in Premiership wins and celebrating FA Cup glory. Euro 2004 looms, where Portugal's hopes rest on his shoulders. Heartbreak in the final against Greece leaves him in tears, a raw vulnerability exposed to the world. But in that defeat lies the seed of revenge. He returns to United transformed, his resolve hardened like steel, ready to conquer continents. Olympic dreams in Athens turn bittersweet as Portugal falters, but Ronaldo's focus sharpens back at United. Pre-season tours in Asia and Europe build his legend, with goals against Norwich and Blackburn. Champions League qualifiers against Dinamo Bucharest mark his European ascent. Losses to Liverpool sting, but training sessions reveal a maturing tactician. World Cup qualifiers with Portugal add international pressure, where he shines against Russia. A dramatic clash with Arsenal exposes rivalries, yet in the quiet of Carrington, he plots his comeback. The year ends with celebrations and disappointments intertwined, a cinematic montage of a warrior finding his rhythm. Injury shadows the new year, but Ronaldo emerges fiercer, clashing in FA Cup ties and Premiership derbies. A red card against Manchester City ignites controversy, forcing introspection. Champions League dreams crumble against Milan, a heartbreaking exit that fuels his fire. World Cup qualifiers with Portugal offer redemption, scoring against Slovakia and Estonia. Pre-season in Asia showcases his global appeal, visiting landmarks and thrilling fans. As the season closes, he lifts the FA Cup, but the taste is bittersweet amid league disappointments. A subtle shift occurs. He begins to envision a legacy beyond trophies, one etched in eternity. Summer trainings in Portugal recharge his spirit, leading to explosive starts against Aston Villa and Newcastle. Champions League against Villarreal ends in stalemate, but domestic wins pile up. A contract extension cements his loyalty, yet Champions League elimination against Benfica delivers a gut-wrenching blow. Off-field, he signs autographs and visits fans, humanizing the icon. Carling Cup progress offers solace, but the year teeters on the edge of triumph and tragedy. In a twist, he channels the pain into precision, setting up a resurgence that no one sees coming. The FA Cup replay against Burton highlights his grit, but a red card ban tests patience. Carling Cup glory against Wigan crowns him a champion, yet World Cup preparations with Portugal loom large. Clashes with Liverpool in FA Cup end in defeat, but league wins against Wigan and Newcastle rebuild momentum. As the season peaks, he eyes the horizon, Germany's World Cup stage. Dramatic semi-finals against England, where his wink sparks controversy, lead to heartbreak in penalties. But in the ruins, he finds unbreakable resolve, vowing to return stronger. Post-World Cup backlash haunts him, booed by crowds, but Ronaldo transforms jeers into jet fuel. Goals reign in Premiership, silencing doubters. Champions League against Celtic and Benfica showcases his evolution. A hat-trick against Wigan marks a turning point, where he emerges as United's talisman. Off-pitch, he navigates fame's labyrinth, from awards to controversies. The year closes with league dominance, but a subtle injury hints at vulnerabilities ahead, building suspense for his peak. Ronaldo's form explodes, scoring volleys that defy physics. FA Cup finals against Chelsea end in loss, but Premiership title glory erases the pain. Champions League semi-finals against Milan deliver agony, yet he earns Player of the Year honors. Portugal qualifiers add layers, where he captains with poise. As summer beckons, transfer rumors swirl, but loyalty prevails. In a dramatic twist, he commits to United, setting up an era of dominance that will echo through history. Pre-season in Asia hones his edge, leading to hat-tricks and free-kick masterpieces. Champions League goals against Roma and Sporting pile pressure. A red card against Everton sparks fury, but redemption comes in derbies. Ballon d'Or buzz builds, yet personal losses, like his father's passing, add depth to his drive. The year teems with goals, but a Champions League quest looms, promising epic confrontations. Injury scares fade as Ronaldo unleashes a goal-scoring torrent. FA Cup exits sting, but league titles and Champions League finals against Chelsea define the narrative. Penalties in Moscow, his miss nearly costs everything, but fate intervenes with Terry's slip. Lifting the trophy in rain-soaked glory, he claims Ballon d'Or whispers. Euro 2008 with Portugal ends in quarter-final heartbreak, but his aura grows, hinting at a Madrid calling. Transfer saga to Real Madrid tantalizes, but Ferguson locks him in. Goals against Porto and Inter in Champions League fuel legends. Club World Cup triumph in Japan adds jewels. Ballon d'Or victory cements icon status, yet league slips create tension. In a turnaround, he vows one more season, building to a climactic farewell. Ronaldo's final United chapter dazzles with long-range strikes. Champions League finals against Barcelona end in defeat, a poignant exit. Transfer to Madrid shatters records, $94 million symbolizing his worth. Bernabeu unveiling draws crowds like a coronation. As he dons white, the stage shifts to Spain, where rivalries with Messi ignite a new epic. Madrid's galaxy assembles, but early Champions League exits shock. La Liga goals flow, yet Barcelona's shadow looms. Injury halts momentum, forcing reflection. Return with hat-tricks rebuilds empire. World Cup qualifiers with Portugal secure spots, but personal storms brew, testing his mettle in the spotlight. Goals against Villarreal and Valencia pile up, but Copa del Rey glory eludes. World Cup in South Africa, Portugal's group survival leads to Spain showdown, ending in bitter defeat. Ronaldo's captaincy shines, but elimination fuels hunger. Back to Madrid, he eyes domination, unaware of the battles ahead. Mourinho's arrival ignites fire, Ronaldo scores relentlessly. El Clasico humiliations by Barcelona sting, but Copa goals offer revenge. Hat-tricks against Bilbao mark records. Off-field, fatherhood arrives, adding heart to the machine. The year builds tension, promising explosive confrontations. Copa del Rey final triumph over Barcelona, Ronaldo's header seals victory, a cinematic peak. La Liga Pichichi Award crowns him top scorer. Champions League semis against Barca end in controversy, red cards and conspiracies. Euro qualifiers with Portugal maintain momentum. As season ends, he stands taller, ready for more. Pre-season tours in USA showcase global idol. La Liga starts with bangs, goals against Zaragoza. El Clasico Supercopa brawls add drama. Champions League groups conquered. Record-breaking pace sets, but Barcelona rivalry intensifies, creating a narrative of eternal chase. La Liga title clinched, ending Barca's reign. Champions League semis penalties miss haunts, Bayern triumphs. Euro 2012, Portugal's semis run, Ronaldo's goals against Czech shine, but Spain penalties crush dreams. Personal accolades pile, but the thirst remains unquenched. Contract unrest surfaces, sadness statement shocks world. Goals continue, against Manchester City in Champions League. Hat-tricks in La Liga. Ballon d'Or battle with Messi heats up. The year teems with intrigue, as loyalty questions build suspense. Copa semis against Barca, Ronaldo dazzles. Champions League against United, Old Trafford return emotional, goals seal progression. Dortmund exit stings. La Liga second place, but records smashed. As Ancelotti arrives, a new chapter beckons. Ballon d'Or win after playoff heroics with Portugal against Sweden. Champions League hat-tricks. La Liga pursuits intense. Father-son moments add warmth. The award night in Zurich, tears flow, a human triumph amid machine-like performance. Copa del Rey final goal against Barca iconic. Champions League La Decima, dramatic extra-time win over Atletico, Ronaldo's penalty seals it. World Cup injury hampers Portugal's campaign. Glory and pain intertwine, forging an indomitable spirit. Super Cup victories, but injuries linger. Goal records shattered in La Liga. Champions League defenses strong. Ballon d'Or defense looms. Personal life flourishes with family, balancing the chaos of fame. 5-goal hauls against Granada. Champions League quarters exit to Atletico. Benitez arrival signals change. Euro qualifiers with Portugal steady. Season of individual brilliance amid team transitions. Zidane replaces Benitez mid-season. Goals against Eibar set records. Champions League comebacks. Off-field, documentaries reveal the man behind the myth. Tension builds toward another European quest. Champions League final penalties against Atletico, Ronaldo's decider wins, undecima. Euro 2016 injury in final, but Portugal triumphs, his leadership from sidelines legendary. Double glory cements godlike status. Contract extension to 2021. Club World Cup hat-trick. Ballon d'Or 4. Goals in La Liga and Champions League. Family expands with twins. The year of consolidation, where legends evolve. La Liga title, Champions League back-to-back against Juventus. Bicycle kicks and finals goals. Tax controversies add off-pitch drama. Portugal Confederations Cup third place. Peaks and perils define the narrative. Fifth Ballon d'Or. Club World Cup repeat. Goals against Barca. Father to daughter. World Cup qualifiers secured. The machine hums, but whispers of departure stir intrigue. Champions League three-peat, bicycle against Juventus iconic. World Cup hat-trick against Spain, but exit to Uruguay. Shock transfer to Juventus, $117 million move stuns world. New chapter in Turin begins. Juventus unveiling, goals in Serie A. Champions League with old foes united. Rape allegations surface, casting shadows. On pitch, he dazzles, off-pitch battles rage. Serie A title, Supercoppa. Champions League hat-trick comeback against Atletico, but Ajax exit. Nations League triumph with Portugal. Legal clouds hover, but triumphs prevail. Sorry arrival, goals flow. Ballon d'Or loss to Messi fuels fire. Champions League groups topped. Family moments provide sanctuary amid scrutiny. Pandemic halts play, but return sees scoring streaks. Serie A retained. Champions League exit to Lion. Global crisis tests resilience, family bonds strengthen. COVID positive, isolation drama. Return with hat tricks. Coppa Italia final loss. Pirlo coaches. Goals surpass Pelé record. Year of records and resets. Serie A top scorer. Champions League exit to Porto. Euro 2020, record goals, but Portugal out. Transfer rumors peak. Sensational United return. Goals against Newcastle. Champions League heroics. Solskjaer sacked, Rangnick interim. Family tragedy with son's loss, profound grief amid glory. Hat tricks save United. Ten Hag arrives. World Cup qualifiers secured. Personal loss deepens resolve. Transfer desires public. Bench roles frustrate. Piers Morgan interview explodes, contract terminated. World Cup, goals, but quarter-final tears against Morocco. Al Nassr move shocks, new desert adventure. Al Nassr debut, goals in Pro League. Euro qualifiers with Portugal. Hat tricks continue. Saudi adaptation, family relocates. Arab Club Cup win. Pro League dominance. Euro qualifiers perfect. 850 goals milestone. Global tours, business ventures expand. AFC Champions League pursuits. Hat tricks in Pro League. Euro 2024, group wins, but quarter-final penalties heartbreak against France. Reflections on legacy intensify. Saudi Super Cup Finals. Pro League goals pile. Nations League with Portugal. 900 goals celebrated. Off-pitch, museums and awards honor the journey. Pro League triumphs continue. AFC Champions League battles. Nations League finals glory with Portugal, captaining to victory against Spain. As the curtain falls, Ronaldo contemplates eternity, his saga a timeless epic of defiance and dreams.